Yeah! If you are looking for games with a high level of quality, look no further than Valve. Even though nowadays they mostly stick with Steam in order to distribute games to various people around the world, they still, from time to time, release games developed by them, like the very recent title named Deadlock, and also Half-Life Alyx, which added approximately 30 seconds of new footage of what happened after Half-Life Episode 2. Please, Gaben, just give us Half-Life 3, I beg of you, man. Now, when I ask you about horror games made by Valve, what comes into your mind? Half-Life? Yeah, that's a pretty good choice. It has head crabs, literal zombies, and places where you can fall from a really high place and completely disintegrate yourself. Left 4 Dead? Another excellent choice. I mean, come on, just look at the box arts, and the game has literal zombies. Counter-Strike? Okay, I'm not gonna lie, that's another excellent choice. I mean, forget the base game, especially ranked with all of those toxic people. I'm talking about the zombie escape mode. Man, that was some good times. Okay, what about Team Fortress 2? Weird, right? A team-based game with horror elements? Well, actually, allow me to explain. Back in 2012, there was a little game named Slender The Eight Pages, which, in case you don't know, consists in walking in a forest collecting, well, 8 pages, while you are being chased around by an entity that can teleport and kill you, known as Slenderman. The game became so popular that many games inspired by it were created based on characters from other franchises, and one of the most popular at the time was Slendytubbies, which makes these horrific-looking characters into even more horrific-looking characters. Now, what does this have to do with Team Fortress 2? Well, even though Team Fortress 2 very recently was facing a bot epidemic that had aimbot killing people like flies on official servers, that's not what I mean by the game having horror elements. What I'm actually talking about is the once popular game mode called Slender Fortress 2, created by the user Keto Rifty, and it was released back in 2013. In the beginning, it was pretty much Slender remade in Team Fortress 2 with the objective of collecting items, but the popular aspect at the time was the inclusion of many horror characters besides the Slenderman, such as the Weeping Angels and... what the is that big smoke? Well, I mean, it looks like he wants to get his order in any way possible. Nowadays, I'm not sure what happened to this game mode. I mean, just look at this. I have no idea what is even happening.
Fine, just don't move a lot, don't move. Just don't move.
Why are you walking? Why
I can't hold my crossing!
But what about outside of Team Fortress 2? And by that I mean games that were created from scratch. Well, look no further, because Capture the Intelligence is one of the best Team Fortress 2 horror games created. And the name is very ironic because many YouTubers involved in controversies should capture the intelligence, since they certainly lack it. This game was created by the user Nixless over at GameJolt, and if the name sounds familiar to you, that's because he was responsible for creating SpongeBob SquarePants Treasure Hunt, which is an excellent horror game that was featured on my last video. Before starting the game, there is a manual that comes included, which explains the controls for the game, elements that are important, and the many enemies that you will have to face. But hey, it says that this part contains spoilers, so we will take a look at this as time goes on. It was an average night. The kind of night I figured I'd hop on Team Fortress 2 and play some spy, as I've done so many times. I got on and checked the server list. Somehow there was only one server on the list. A server titled simply, Capture the Intelligence. I figured it would be worth a shot, so I joined. I found my spy in a dark, vacant room with winding hallways and a rusty, droning ambience. What kind of server had I just joined? Trying to exit the server, I discovered I was stuck. All I could do was capture the intelligence. So I went and looked for the intel, hoping ending the round would allow me to leave. I held my breath. The player list was empty, but I felt I was not alone in this sinister server. In the main menu, we only have two options: play the game
or view the demo, which is the cutscene you just watched. In the first level, you actually have to do what the game says in the title. Capture the intelligence. Capture the Intelligence is a game mode where your team has to go to the enemy base, capture a briefcase that contains the intelligence, and then bring it back to your base to score a point. I'm not gonna lie, I lost a lot of time on this area because I was trying to score a goal like Messi.
Messi, encara 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 Messi, gol, 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 gol.
The enemy on this level is heavy, and he is as basic as he can get. Don't let him see you, otherwise he will start running after you, but as long as you sprint he will never catch you. And if he does catch you, well... yeah, that doesn't look too good. Once you capture the intelligence from the enemy base and deliver it to your own, the heavy will actually start to block certain pathways. But don't be fooled, you can't go through these anymore, but he sure can, and it will catch you off guard. After delivering the intelligence 3 times and getting to the exit, we get another cutscene, although these cutscenes are only still images with no music. That won't do, let me add one of my own. Okay. After closing the door, the spy turns around and, holy shit, he finds himself in a nighttime version of GM Construct. I gotta say, this was an excellent choice for being a map. Seriously, if you know the mystery surrounding this map, you will know exactly why this was a good choice. Even after looking like he has absolutely no idea what to do, the spy decides that the best course of action is to find 5 gas cans to fuel up the Half-Life 2 Jeep car, and it doesn't take too long to find out who the enemy is on this map. I died a bunch of times without knowing what to do, because even after sprinting, the soldier would always catch up to me. Apparently what you have to do is press the E key in order to call for a medic, which is normally what happens in public games with everyone spamming it. After collecting 5 gas cans and bringing it to the jeep, the spy commits vehicle manslaughter, but come on, this guy definitely deserved it. Eventually he runs out of fuel, and thus begins the next stage. This time around we have to turn on 2 generators, but we will also have to face 2 enemies, the pyro and the snipers. Yes, I said that correctly, there are multiple snipers. The pyro is quite easy, he moves insanely slow, so it's practically impossible to die to him, unless you are me and get stuck in a car. The sniper is a tricky one. He will point his gun at you, and as long as you don't run like a fool, he won't kill you. What you have to do is walk slowly, and when you hear his gun getting ready to fire, you have to stop, in order to reset the cycle. Also, I gotta say, his death scene is by far the creepiest. His jump scare is not something in your face like the others. You just see a silhouette and then...
Oh fuck, I can't believe you've done this.
BAM! You're just dead, sleeping internally. After turning on both generators, the spy barely escapes the pyro and is completely exhausted, but it doesn't take too long for him to understand that he is still in danger. On this level you have to find 5 keycards in order to open 5 doors, but you are being chased by 2 enemies, the scout and the medic. There is also the demo man, but he can't kill you. The only thing he does is produce sound when he sees you, so that the other 2 enemies can find you instantly. Think of him like the cameras in Metal Gear Solid. The gimmick of this level is that the doors that you have to unlock are in a corridor that you can easily die in. And the more doors you unlock, the further you have to go in this corridor, so the chance of getting stuck here and dying is quite high. Well anyways, after you open the last door and then escape, the spy catches a quick breath and then goes down a couple of stairs. He is then completely flabbergasted because he found his only way out, the servers that are keeping him in this dark, twisted game. Naturally, the objective on this map is to shut down these servers in order to escape, and there are 8 in total. However, every time you shut down one of these servers, you get jump scared by the enemy of this map, the engineer. Actually, every time you shut down a server, the engineer randomly spawns on one of these red marks. So you have to be careful because he might cut you off guard and kill you. Well, you know the drill. After shutting down the 8 servers and escaping, this time the ending is not still images, but an actual cutscene with voice lines. So I will let you watch it in all of its glory.
What the hell? Yes! Oh, ho, 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 ho! Dancing! It is the forbidden dance! Ho, 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 ho! Yes! Oof. Cheers! Surprise! Happy! Big day! Oh, ho, ho, That is engineering! Oh no.
So yeah, the spy managed to escape, but it seems like this story isn't completely done. But unfortunately, the game is. Actually, no. No, it isn't. You see, the game would end in version 1.0, but Nixless released the 1.1 update, where after beating the game you unlock a brand new game mode called Tower Mode. Oh, and you also get a star. I wonder where he got the inspiration. As the game says, in Tower Mode you basically have to go through 50 floors, and in every single one you have to press 4 switches to power up the elevator. The enemies are randomized on each floor, and if you die you have to start all over again. So yeah, if you get to floor 49 and you die, you have permission to rage. Remember when I said that the manual contained spoilers? Well, that's because it shows the 4 new enemies that we will face in this mode besides the other ones that were present in a normal playthrough. First up is the Mangle, that is pretty much just like the Heavy, but he uses these vents in order to fast travel across the map. Next up is the Ratman, that can turn invisible while he wanders across the map, but as soon as he sees you, he will show himself and attack you. The Minge is a machine that shoots a beam that makes our character run much slower. And lastly, the ARG-Man, that is a black version of G-Man. He can't kill you, but he will stay in random spots of the map, and if you touch him, he will jump scare you and attract every single enemy in the map to your location. Also, every time you get to the 10th, 20th, 30th and 40th floor, you will get a gold pocket watch called the Dead Ringer that allows you to take a hit, which will make you invisible to all enemies and grants you invincibility for a certain period of time. Well, after you beat the last floor, you get another extra long cutscene, so take a look at it.
Engineer. Very nice.
Heck no.
But
Get going! Ah, hell. Engineer!
many thanks.
Welcome to Intelligent Industries.
Well, don't that beat all? Woo-wee. Will you look at that? I'm moving this. What? Your luck runs out.
Breaking news. Earlier today, the Intelligent Industries LLC building in Lower Arcadia appeared to suffer an electrical outage, promptly leading to its complete destruction. Paramedics on the scene have identified 0 casualties. A search warrant for a company's employees is underway. Stay tuned for more information.
That was weird. Well, at least we got a second star from our efforts and we unlocked the last game mode called Custom Mode. That allows us to select any character we have faced so far, and the objective is the same as the first map, where we have to capture the intelligence 3 times, but listen, this is almost really impossible. I really tried, but I couldn't do it. I mean, just look at this shit. It's practically impossible. I went on YouTube to see what would happen if you beat it, and the absolute goat named Pixel Idiot managed to beat it, and you get absolutely nothing. What the fuck, man? Well, there you have it. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you could please leave comments on horror game recommendations that you would like to see, such as creepypasta/exe games, or other games like Amanda's Adventure, please drop it in the comment section below. Consider liking and subscribing. That was all from me. Skotek, going offline. See ya!